This is a generational heist for the Dallas Cowboys as a new NFL trade report has the Cowboys going out and landing an all-pro defensive edge rusher out of Miami. We'll tell you the latest on this rumor and all the details behind it right here on Cowboys Digest. Welcome in, everybody. I'm Jace Andrews. I appreciate you tuning in to today's show. Much to discuss on this trade report, so let's get right into it. Before that, though, make sure you hit that subscribe button. It's 100% free, and we're covering the Dallas Cowboys every single day of the 2025 season. The Dallas Cowboys defense, it has been the talk of the town in some ways, and I personally don't like Matt Eberflus. I don't think he's a good defensive coordinator, and I think he is making all the wrong moves, along with his schemes don't seem to be working. I'll give him credit and his team. The Cowboys played very well against the New York Jets this past week, racked up 5 sacks, and looked really solid. But the problem I have, and especially on the defensive edge unit, you traded away Micah Parsons. I understand he's not having the season that, James Houston is having, but at the same time, you have to add that into the group. And the Cowboys have 10 sacks. They had 5 before this week. Remember, they had racked up 5 in this one. That's not exactly something that you want to look at. You want to try and get those sack numbers up. And the defensive edge rushing group is in a good spot, but it seems like Matt Eberflus can't make up his mind on who to play. James Houston, who has the most sacks, got 27 snaps in this most recent game. Not exactly what you want to see. So that's where we go into today's report, talking about what the Cowboys can do. Quote, the Dallas Cowboys finally had a great performance from their defensive line in Week 5. Facing the New York Jets, they were able to rack up 5 sacks, with Justin Houston picking up 1.5. This comes from Randy Gerzai of Dallas Cowboys SI. So, what if they went out and made a trade for a potential game-altering defensive edge rusher? That's what we talk about on today's show. Randy Gerzai once again saying, quote, Pro Football Network's Josh Whale believes they should do this, predicting a trade with the Miami Dolphins. Whale believes the Dallas should send a 4th-round pick to Miami for edge rusher Jaelan Phillips. Interesting. Okay, so first off, I do want to put up the headline because I think this does have some key details in it. They have it saying, rolling the dice on a Dolphins pass rusher and a potential blockbuster trade. Why is it rolling the dice? Because, well, he looks really good, right? Throughout the first 4 games of the season, he's got 14 total tackles. He's got a sack. He has a fumble recovery. Looks pretty solid. Nothing crazy, but does look really good. And it's a bit risky considering the fact that, he has played better in past. But the biggest risk of all is his injury history. He played 17 games in back-to-back seasons in his rookie and sophomore year in 2021 and 2022. After that, injury struck. He played 8 games, popped his Achilles, and he had 6.5 sacks in those 8 games. Came back last year, played in 4 games, got 1 sack. Then this year already appeared in 5 games, just the 1 sack. The problem and the riskiness behind this is a 4th-round pick is not chump change. I think we all can understand that. But if you can get him and put him back into that 2023, 2022, 2021 pre-injury Jaelan Phillips, this is a legitimately perfect trade for the Dallas Cowboys, especially when you consider the fact that he was one of the better pass rushers in the last full season he played him. Pro Football Network's Josh Whale says, quote, in Jaelan Phillips' last full season, 2023-2024, he registered as the 4th best edge rusher and 13th best player in the entire league, grading a 94.4 on our Pro Football Sports Network LB1 rating for the year, end quote. Now, that's great and all. I think we can all agree. PFF is where I consider the most grades. This year, he has 16 pressures, which is really good. It ranks him 29th out of 169 edge rushers. His PFF grade is just middle of the pack, 60.1. But if you go back to that full year, he had a PFF grade of 87.7. That's insanely good. And there is a lot to think that he can get back to that number. It is only his first full season coming back this year off that injury. I understand that, you're committing for this season is the whole point of this trade, but at the same time, I believe that this is something that if you can trade for him, and you're not going to have to put a lot of pressure on him because you have James Houston, you have a very good depth pieces all around that defensive edge rushing group, and A week ago, I would have said Dante Fowler does not deserve to be on this team. And then he makes some good plays, and now you question, well, maybe he does. I still think Jaelan Phillips is a very good move for the Dallas Cowboys to make in this situation. So, obviously, we kind of know all this, and Josh Whale kind of continued on with this point, talking about it, saying, quote, while there is no replacing Micah Parsons, bringing in someone who possesses that truly elite upside would benefit the Dallas Cowboys, especially seeing how they really get a lot out of the defensive players they bring in, end quote. Which is a true statement to make, and I kind of want to go look at our defensive group, because you think about the players that they brought in. James Houston, July 22nd, been their best edge rusher. Jadeveon Clowney, I think arguably has been the second best edge rusher since he got here. I think he deserves to be up there. You think about the guys behind them. I obviously know that Deron Bland, Trevon Diggs, they were here, but Kaiir Elam, you bring him in, Kenneth Murray, Jack Sanborn, they've been what they've been. Shamar James actually came in and played a great linebacker, to be honest, but they have a good way of bringing in some defensive players and having them work out in a very solid way. So for Jaelan Phillips, I think this is a perfect move because in a lot of ways, you're giving up just a 4th-round pick. So, easy to see why that could be a perfect move in that light. You're not going to be, committing to it fully long-term. And if he works out this year, you can kind of figure that out from there. But overall, I think this is a pretty good move to make. But I ask you the question, and I want to hear your opinion on it. What do you think of this trade? Would you like to make a trade for edge rushing Jaelan Phillips? If you think this is a trade you would make, then I want you to get in the comment section and type T for trade. You're thinking, I'm going to hold off. I don't know about this one. Then get in the comment section and type P for pass. Let me know what your thoughts are on this trade. Remember, it's Jaelan Phillips, and the Cowboys are giving up a 4th-round pick. Is it worth it? Let me know down in the comment section. I like it. I like this trade a lot. I think it's a very good move. And for a lot of this season, we talk about Jerry Jones. We're going to make the playoffs. We're going to make the trades. We're going to do the right things. Even when he traded Micah Parsons, he immediately was like, you know what? We could use these picks this year to go out and make some moves. He continues to say this is a playoff team. Well, I believe him 100%. Dak Prescott is playing to an MVP level. I still think the moves have to be made in the right aspect. They need to be made to make this team better. And Jaelan Phillips is a very good player. I understand that, past 2 seasons, it's been a little tough, but 5 games, 1 sack on a very bad team. I think that also has to be a part of it, is that the Dolphins are not a good team. So, they can put a little more pressure on Phillips. There's not going to be a lot of pressure on him in Dallas. There will be in some aspects when you make the trade, but he's going to have a lot of depth pieces around him. They're not going to ask him to play every single down. I truly do think this is a very good move for the Dallas Cowboys to make, and one that I would think they should go out and just, do some searching on. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Obviously, we'll see what happens, and we'll get the trade rumors going more and more as we get closer to the trade deadline. But for now, we appreciate you, and we'll see you next time here on Cowboys Digest. Peace out, guys.